Hey people, so I just wanted to preface this video real quick. Some things happened before and after. So like the day before, someone went out there and they it was short cycling. It was at night, overtime call, things happen. So I went out there only with the knowledge that I had from that person, and so the refrigerant thing became a question mark and all this good stuff. But then I can even say that the day after I filmed this one right here, they had to go back out again late at night. So then we see the pattern, right? I say late at night, but it's the end of the heat of the day is when the cooler starts, the temperature starts coming up because of the short cycling, which means the issue actually happened much earlier in the day, during the heat of the day. So these things, I only say this to say, let's look for patterns, right? Look for what time of the day is this happening? Could it be a defrost issue? Could it be we got high head pressure? Could it be a bad pressure switch? Maybe it's just getting weak and it's going out quickly. Unfortunately, sometimes you're gonna have to go multiple times on a call or on a specific unit because it could be the intermittent issue, and that's when you got to start putting the puzzle pieces together, right? And then figuring out exactly what's going on. Anywho, hey, y'all enjoy. All right, deuces. I mean, you're just getting started. It's not a deuces moment. It's a thanks for, I don't know, whatever. Here's the video. Right, this ladder is questionable to say the least. So I don't want to put weight on this side because it's detaching. Whoa, almost fell on my butt from the wall. So hopefully I don't have to do that too many more times. This is what we're looking at today. This looks like a relatively newish unit for using R502A. Huh? I have seen it before, and I've only seen it once before in a 50-year-old, 60-year-old ice machine. But I can already see one problem we have is that coil's clogged up, and that's probably the only thing that's keeping it running. Because we had a fella come out last night and say it was short cycling, which is really odd. That kind of makes me question, was it short cycling on low or high? Usually when you have a walk-in cooler short cycling, most of the time it's on low pressure. All right, you got leaks, you got the stuff going on, but this is it would be short cycling now if that were the case, especially since it's cooler outside. Your head pressure is lower. So we're gonna put some gauges on it. I'm only assuming, I know people, what about assuming? I'm just assuming that it is 502 because that is the only number that I can read on the expansion valve. And if I can get a picture of that, and there is no screws in this thing at all. Oh, there's one screw. Enough for me to look at this compressor and tell what the oil is in it. So here's fun fact. If you have 502 and you don't want to spend $3,000 on a drum of 502 for one charge, and you're probably never going to use it again, you can use R422C in its place, which is otherwise known as one shot. I don't know why one shot. Maybe you only have one shot at it. I don't know why they call it that. That's the trade name, one shot. Get a picture of this guy here. All want to see what Earl it uses. POE. POE's good stuff. Alright, you could even put 404 in a POE. We'd have to replace the expansion valve though. Let's put some gauges on it and see what we got going on over here. What's going on over here? I hate how they put freaking solenoids on the roof. That's, I know, more than one way to skin a dog. A rat, skin a cow. Cat. It's cat. Yeah, more than one way to skin a cat. You can do it like that, it's fine, but you're exposing your coil to the elements. The rains and the winds and the hails, and they work better when they're not exposed to all that mess. Wow, we got some pressure on that. That's not a very good Schrader. See if my gauges even have 502. It's old enough it might. Let's see, come on baby. I'm in the 4s. 410. 420. Oh my goodness, let's go, let's go, let's go. All the pushes. 507, 513. Whoop, I went too far. 502. Well, what I do know is my side glass is very, very slightly flashing. And I don't think that low pressure side is working, because sometimes that Schrader takes a, sometimes the Schraders will be canted and your depressor won't smash them in right. That one is a little bit, maybe if I turn my gauge, turn my hose a little bit this way or that way, I'll be able to hit it right on the point. Right on point. Well, if this is the case, then I am running negative 34-degree evaporator. What does this guy say? It's doing stuff. What's it doing? It sounds like it's pumping down, but it's... I think it just turned on. Why was the condenser fan running? That means it was cut out on low something. I'm confused. Head pressure's going up. Way up. But I don't have any water on this roof. This is a different roof than what y'all are used to. This is a different place than what y'all are used to. Yeah, I can't tell what the thing is doing right now. I know that my head pressure is climbing like crazy. This solenoid is engaged, because I can feel it. But I don't have anything going through my evaporator right now. Sight glass is not flashing. The weird thing is, people, the box is at set temperature. But apparently last night it was short cycling, and he said it was low on charge. So I'm automatically thinking I'm gonna have to go get some one-shot, because no, I don't just carry the one-shot. I don't think anyone just carries one. Maybe y'all do, because it does replace a lot of things. It's not just 502. But my head pressure's through the roof. I think this thing was probably short cycling on high head pressure. I just don't understand. I'm either not getting a good suction reading, or something, because I don't think I just have 7 psi on the suction side. I know, just want to check and make sure it's open all the way. The evaporator's not frozen or even frosty.
I'm just like, this can't be an accurate reading on the suction. It's got to be wrong. 7.5 psi. But I am running ridiculously high head pressure. So I have no reason to believe that this is low on charge. I have reason to believe that I have a low side straighter that's not giving me an accurate reading. Because it's not even changing, it's not moving, but my head pressure is plumbing up. So I'm gonna clean the coil. See what the temperature is right now. What's the current temperature? It's 91, so I should be sitting at about 116 degrees on the head, and I'm at 135 degrees. That coil's dirty. Let me see if we'll do a roof walk now. And while we're doing that, we'll see if we have water access up here. Otherwise, I'm going to drag a friggin' hose up the rickety ladder. Sketchy stuff's going on right now. Or maybe I'll just bring up my pump thingy and we'll do it that way. Anywho's, what do we got here? Got a lot of stuff in a little space. And it got the ups and downs on the roof. Oh, that's a down. Got water lines. There's a water spigot. Now if I just magically found a hose, it'd be all great. I wonder if this thing even works. No. Well, it might. Let's see here. That is a negative, Ghost Rider. That does not work. Well, I got all excited for nothing. This thing's tall. She's running, but she's tall. So changing that, you'd have to get a step ladder or 6-footer or something up here to replace the belt or the motor. This one's too. And the reason they did that is so that the exhaust clears the ledge. Otherwise, the inside ledge will be black. All black. 2 of them make-up air units. One's running, one's not. I'm not gonna say anything. I didn't see it. These are nice and low. They're not getting stuff on the thing. They're all working though. This is a short guy right here. Look at that guy. It's tiny. I wonder how bad these coils are. You put AC units right next to exhaust hoods. Usually you have caked up greasy coils. Make-up air is running. That's a positive note. Side discharge. That sucks. I don't like side discharge. There's too much work in replacing those things. Well, now we got to climb a wall here. I don't see any cancer makers. Oh, there's one. Just kidding. Passed right by it. Let's see. There's some big thick bolts. Maybe can be my steps. And watch the building fall down. Crap. Oh. Here's some things here. You know, you can put these on your boat trailer, guys. Roll your boat right on top of that. Yeah? And sell them on eBay or something. Boat trailer thingies. This one's been replaced, and somebody just gooped the crap out of that curb adapter with a whole bunch of spray foam. Wow. Let's just... Sir, spray foam's a lot? Wow, that's a lot of spray foam, people. I think if it didn't fit like that, then you probably got the curb adapter wrong. You should not need to spray foam that. They spray foamed it and they bolted the curb adapter to the curb. That is wrong, people. It works. Yes, I know it works. This one's done the same way, but the curb adapter is supposed to go on the outside of the curb and sit flush. You don't need spray foam. So whatever, I didn't do it. Where am I at today? I'm in Plano, Texas. Home of the something. So I'm sure there's something they're famous for. Look, I can slide down this thing. I'm probably not going to, because at my age, we don't do things like that unless I don't have a choice. Okay. Yeah, so there's no way this thing's only got 7.5 psi. We're going to clean the curl and see if that does us some good stuff. I really wish that water worked. They used to have water up here because they got water lines. It's okay, pump sprayer it is. I'm gonna go fill her up and I'll be right back. All right. Manual pressure. Yes, yes. Just start it. Just you want to get some pressure on this thing. Get on there. Yeah. I'm tired. Oh, we're gonna do stream. It's already on stream. I'm leaving it on. Not gonna hurt anything. Not gonna kill anything. Head pressure's gonna drop. Evap's gonna drop. But hopefully this doesn't make it low on charge. Yeah, I'm gonna leave her on though. If I don't feel like this is gonna be enough pressure, then I will have to drag my hose up here. Yep. Sweat a gallon already. And we just started this day. I don't see a whole lot coming out on this side. That's not to say it's not clogged, but I can tell you that I cannot see daylight through it. You should be able to see even specks of daylight would be fine. I got nothing on this one. Zero, zilch, nada, nieto, nil, nunya, whatever. Let me take this lid off. See if I got water even coming through it. I know my head pressure's dropped. Oh yeah, dropped to right about where it should be right now. But that's just because the coil's wet. That's not going to be an accurate depiction of what we're actually going to be seeing. Get more pressure. More pressure, more pressure. The coil is pretty thick. Never mind, it's not very thick at all. It's only 2 copper layers deep. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, there's no water coming through that thing. I'm gonna have to get my freaking hose. What a waste. Waste of time. Oh, there's a little bit coming through. Never mind. We're gonna keep going with this. It's just not blowing through, but it is getting through. And it is definitely nasty in there. I can see the water coming through with all the little, I'll call them plugs. I think it would have been easier to drag a hose up here actually than doing all this manual labor. Try to leave the manual labor for manual to do, not me. He's better at it. Yeah, we got water coming through. Hard for me to see on the other side. This side of the coil is kind of jacked a little bit. Basically, if we can get this thing through the summer, it's gonna last all winter, and they can just plan on replacing on it next Probably spring would be ideal. That gives them quite some time to save up the monies. And they got the monies now if they had to do it, but you know how companies are. You know. I'm gonna really work on this side since it's got the jacked up fins. All right, we're gonna give it about 10 minutes. 10 minutes to dry off that coil and see if it made a difference. And if it did, mission accomplished. If it did not, well, we would need to do an expansion valve. Now, that fella also said there wasn't a data tag on this thing, but I know there is, because, you know, I'm looking at it right now. It does have crap all over it, but I can still read most of it. See if I can find 404A. Well, how is that supposed to work? We've got a 404 condenser with a 502 expansion valve. It makes sense because it uses PoE and it doesn't look 502 old. All right, 502 old would not look this good. So get a picture of that. Say, hey old boy. I don't say names. Like, this is called a data tag. Okay, we use it to figure stuff out, you know. Refrigerant 404A. It's clear as day. There's no doubt in my mind. This is 404. Let me switch my gauges to 404. Okay, now we're at it. Well, we're not going to look at the head pressure right now, okay? Because it's not going to be a clear depiction of where we're at. Only when that coil is dry. Side glass is not flashing. So we're going to hurry up and wait. I can tell the suction line's dried off. I think this thing's running without it calling. This solenoid is actually engaged. I'm gonna go check out that evap and see where it's at. Because we're not, like, the thing is running, but it's not doing stuff. Look at the glisten. Glistening. Drink water, people. It's muy importante to drink water. So head pressure has come down to about 192. Zero flashing in the side glass. I just don't think that this Schrader is engaging. Actually, I know it's not engaging. So I'm not going to get a clear idea. Well, maybe I can replace the valve. Well, that means I have to go another trip down the ladder, but no, my tool won't fit because this freaking suction line. They chose to go down. So there's no way my Schrader tool will even fit on that. Can't pump it down. Well, technically, could I? If I close this valve, no, I don't want to do that. Not unless I absolutely have to. Like, I want to get an idea of what my suction is. Worst comes to worst, I could always take my gauges into the evaporator, which maybe I'll do. Who knows? See, now we're at 5 psi. It's just not right. It's not accurate. And with such a low, I wonder what this pressure switch is set to. Cut in minus differential, so the cut in is 40. The differential is 40? Well, that makes no sense at all. Oh yeah, it does. So they're going to take you down to 0 psi before cut out. So that'll give us, here, here's how we can do this. We can use the pressure switch as a pressure gauge to see where we're actually at. So I'm going to take that differential and I'm going to decrease it. If I can decrease it to 30 and it cuts out, that means my suction pressure is actually correct. But like I said earlier, I don't think it's calling right now anyway. Watch this. If it shuts off when I tap this pressure switch is sticking. Okay, well, that didn't work. So the pressure switch isn't sticking. Let's see what we can do with this thing. Don't tell me I need a flathead. Oh, that's the wrong way. So now it should cut out at 10. We know that's not right. Now it should cut out at 20. There it is. So we're about 20, 22. That's our actual suction pressure. If this low pressure switch is accurate. So I'm going to put that back to 30 and we're going to go from there. So my suction pressure reaches 40 psi, which I think is kind of high. 40 is really high. I'm going to drop that down to 30 psi. Oh, I just kicked on. I use this to check out my sight glass. Now I've got some pressure. Okay. It actually looks really good. On point. Everything is on point. I don't need refrigerant. I don't need 502. I don't need 422C or one shot. I just needed to adjust the freaking pressure switch and clean the coil. I'm gonna scratch my head, make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Because those are great 404 pressures. I don't think I'm missing anything. We do have a leak. I'm not overly concerned about it. So this is a very common place for these to leak. You can see there's a valve right there. See all that oil around it? That valve is very, very common to leak. You can either replace the valve, or what I have done in the past is just snip it out. Put the things together. Because the only time you would ever use that valve is if you're trying to isolate the compressor. Now it does come in handy, don't get me wrong. If you got to do a compressor replacement, you close that valve we just pointed at, close this valve right here, and all the rest of the refrigerant stays in the system. You don't have to recover and do all the crap. And then whenever you put the thing back, you do the compressor stuff, you can pull a vacuum on the compressor alone, or you can purge with the refrigerant that's already in the system. Maybe I'll show you all that one day if I get a chance. If the situation comes up, we'll do it. So, what I don't know what was going on. I do know we're sweating, we're cooling, everything's doing the stuff that like it's supposed to do. And we might have an intermittent issue with a solenoid not opening or closing. I think today was our pressure switch. Our pressure switch was not doing the stuff until I lowered it and then raised it back up a little bit. And since it is running right now, I don't really want to change that cut in. We're going to leave it at 40. Cut out is at 10, which is a cooler. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, we don't need to do anything right now. Now, if I have to come back because it's short cycling again, we'll dig a little deeper. But pressures are beautiful. I'm gonna leave it running and button this thing up. Go down the rickety ladder. Y'all want to see how it's rickety? Let me show you. I don't need no safety people talking about you have kids and blah blah blah. Okay, this thing's attached securely at the top, and it's also hooked. We got a bar here and a bar here, so it's not going to go fall off the roof. Okay, it just does this thing. Now, see that? So the only time that that's going to be affected is if I'm putting weight on this one rung right here, which I don't do. I just kick the foot right over the top of it. So anyway, I don't need the safety speeches. I have in the past been known to refuse to go on a roof because the ladder was unsafe. And I will just say I'm not going to do it. The ladder's unsafe. Facilities guy will be like, well, we'll find someone that will. I'll say, okay. You ain't gonna, hey, don't threaten me with a good time. No skin off my teeth. You want to find someone else to risk their life because you don't want to spend the money on getting your ladder reattached to the wall. So, yeah, I don't know if y'all care about that or not. But anyway, I told you anyway. So, oops, that's the wrong way. I'm gonna put more screws in this. It only had one in, and I saw a bunch of them on an AC unit over here. They probably go to that AC unit, but I'm not gonna take them all. And since I'm not here to work on that AC unit, I'm not gonna be putting them in the AC unit. I don't even see where they're supposed to go. We'll leave them 2. That's good. Works for me. That's a lot of smoke. This place, their kitchen is like, I don't know if you can imagine the heat was. You see, I gotta find a way to cool the GoPro in this heat, because it's black, and it just gets all the heat just goes shh. And that thing just overheats all the time. Or maybe I just need to make my videos shorter. Yeah, that sounds good. I need to get out of this hole right here, I can tell you that. Anyway, what I was saying, if I remember correctly, before I was so rudely interrupted by the sun, inside these places, it is, their kitchens, they got these like 10, 12 foot long troughs that are full of coal, and they run rotisseries, automatic rotisseries for chickens on over the trough. But you walk near that thing, and if you could imagine what the surface of the sun might feel like, that'll give you a decent indication. Yeah, it's hot. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. The heat load in that kitchen is absolutely enormous, and there's no way, like, I could never work in a kitchen like that. Well, yeah, maybe I could. I do work outside in Texas heat. maybe I could work in the kitchen. I don't know. I don't want to go get cooked. Like, I feel like walking by it, I'm slowly cooking my body. And anywho's, it's running. Everything's good. We were talking about this. I gotta hydrate. And I gotta look on the goobers and see if there's a GoPro cooling device. Probably not. I don't know how that would work. Like a little mini air conditioner. I don't know. I gotta figure, you know, something's gotta, you know what, we're almost done with the hot season. So we're just gonna deal with it, okay? All right. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, huh? If you're actually still watching this. And until next time, deuces, people.